What's going on? Welcome to the Hype Be Up channel for our second installment. Today I'm going to try something like a story time. A few things to cover from the last video. I'm still working on the lighting and the editing and how things are going to flow on the channel. But I wanted to come this time and try a story time that kind of reveals a little bit more of myself. It's not going to be super long or detailed or anything like that, but we'll talk about it. A few things to cover. I am going to start my Ozempic journey tomorrow. If that's something that you guys are interested in, drop it down below in the comments and say Skinny B. And I will let y'all follow along with the journey. I am going to start it on Monday. I am starting with the Wegovy brand. I'm not going to do the shots. I'm going to do the pills. I'm afraid of the shots. I can't do it right now. So I'm going to start off with the pill and see how that goes. And y'all let me know down below if it's something that you would be interested in. Also, in my last video, I was noticing these eyes were going this way, that way, up, down, in between, and below. I am getting contacts, so that will go away. Naturally, I do have a wandering eye, but when I have my prescription in, it works all the better. Now, I do have these cute glasses. Well, they're cute for the inside, but not cute for the public or to share with y'all. They're bifocals, so y'all not gonna see that on the channel unless we really down and out. But again, part of coming out of depression and dealing with anxiety and all that other stuff is trying to get acclimated with getting back out into the world, taking care of yourself, caring about what you look like, and all of the things. But scratch that. Well, don't scratch it. Keep it in. But to move on to the video, I wanted to talk about I would call it a coming out story, but it's more so of a finding out story. So just to go ahead and rewind a little bit, again, we're not going to make it super long. I'm just really trying to see what sticks on the channel. So let's see. Again, you guys know I am 38 years old, originally born in Brooklyn, New York to two Haitian parents. Haitian people are not the best when it comes to the LGBTQ community and all of the things. My mother always told me growing up in Haiti, she used to watch people who would kill, who would take out homosexual people and kind of separate their head from their body and leave them out in the street as like a word, like we don't play that around here. So that ties into how I was treated. Of course, my head is still attached to my body, but sometimes it did feel like it was separated at times. So to also circle back, people always say, well, when did you choose or decide to become? And I never chose to be gay or decided to become gay, especially not from the family that I come from. What I will say is that I remember liking boys from when I was in kindergarten, when all the guys would go play with the blocks and all that other stuff. I wanted to go ahead and play in the kitchen and be with the girls. And when they were getting their husbands in the kitchen and stuff, I was like, well, why can't I get a husband? They looked at me like I was weird. But that ties into when I first remember feeling different from everybody else, but not necessarily knowing the verbiage to put to it. Fast forward to when I was 16. I had a friend in high school. I'm not going to say real names on this channel. I'm not sure who watches, but I had a very dear friend. She was my best friend at the time in the 9th grade. And for Christmas, we had exchanged gifts. She bought me a journal. I used to love to write. I actually want to get back into that. I used to love to write. So I was writing in the journal, just kind of just put my name in it, threw it in my backpack, and didn't think about it for a couple of weeks. So the next time that we had class together, she was like, hey, you've been writing in your journal. Are you liking the gift? I was like, I haven't really started writing in it yet. She was like, you're not going to use my gift? So I was like, okay, girl, okay. So I take the journal. I still have that journal. I should have brought it on, but the first page of the journal pretty much summarized who I was, what grade I was in, that I was bisexual. I'm gay. I'm gay. Gay is a $2 bill. Very gay. But at the time, though it was something that I was writing in secrecy, it just sounded better to say that I was bisexual. So I wrote that I was bisexual. There was this guy that was, I'm not going to say he's the first love of my life, but he is the first infatuation of my life. And we dated and we did our thing in high school. He treated me like dirt. treated me good sometimes, treated me in between, but we get through it. And we're still friends today. We're cool. Like maturing, growing up, and looking back in retrospect to things, it really like ties everything in the older that you get. But my first journal entry said, I'm bisexual, I'm in this grade, I really like this boy, his name is da 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 da. And I went on into the things. And every day, every other day, I would continuously write in the journal, sometimes at school, sometimes at home. And I remember writing in my journal at home one day, and my mom was like, "What are you writing in that journal?" I was like, "A little bit of nothing, just kind of shooing it off," because me being the baby of the family, I have three other siblings in my what I consider my main family. Three other siblings. They're all much older than me. So my closest brother in age proximity is 11 years older than I am. So there was a part of her that always kind of fixated on me a little bit. And then I was also the first American born. So she really was into, what are you into? What are you doing? How are you going to essentially deliver the family? So I told her I was writing a little bit of nothing. So she waited. She waited to watch me write in that journal for a few months. And the whole time she was plotting on, I'm going to read their journal. And I didn't hide it. I just kept it in my school backpack because I wrote it in the school. And then when I would do my homework at home, I would take it out and write a little entry or whatever in it, depending on what happened that day. So from there, I remember going to bed one particular night and I had a dream that my mom had found out. And in that dream, I was like, I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real. I can't believe this is real. That had to be God, the universe, and all of the things preparing me because that was actually coming into fruition. So while I was sleeping that night, my mom had read my journal. And that is how she found out that I was bisexual. Bisexual, gay, either one of them, she wasn't having it. Unless it said straight, she wasn't having it. So I remember waking up that day, my mom used to coddle me. We can get deeper into that. I'm trying to like space it out a little bit, but my mom used to coddle me a lot as a kid. Again, I was the baby of the family. So she doted on me when she could. She was always a hard worker. So most of my life, I was pretty much raised by my brother that's 11 years apart from me. He was kind of like a father figure to me because she was consistently working. So when I would normally wake up in the morning, me and my mom used to always do two double kisses, like touching the cheek, not the air, like the Hollywood air kisses. We would touch the cheek. And she would tell me, I should have put it on Do Not Disturb, but she would tell me good morning and did I want something to eat. So I went out into the little back patio area that we had at the time at that particular house in Marietta. And I was like, what did you cook for breakfast? She was like, I don't know. Didn't make any eye contact with me. And when I approached her to kind of give her the little double cheek, she kind of moved back like that. And I'm already reeling from the dream that I had. And I was like, oh my God, thank God it was a dream and that I don't have to actually deal with that. But there was something different. That was when our relationship shifted in my mind. That's when it shifted for sure. Not even in my mind, in reality. So from there, she had boiled some hot dogs or something like that. We were struggling rich. You know what I mean? Like we weren't there. We were like on our way to middle class, but she had boiled some hot dogs. She was like, there's some buns. Go ahead and eat that for breakfast. And then I'll figure out what we're going to do for lunch and dinner. When I had made that food, her and my brother were sitting on that patio, I may add. So they were conversing about me the whole time. And I remember getting done eating breakfast, lunch, brunch, and then going back into the room to go ahead and figure out what I was going to wear for the day. It had to be a weekend. It had to be a Saturday or a Sunday. So when I went to the room, my mom was like, I am leaving and I will be back. I'm about to run to the store to do yada, yada, yada. But I want to tell you one thing. I raised a son, not a daughter. Froze me in my tracks. And she was like, whatever that spirit is that you have on you, whatever that energy is, I'm going to pray for you. But I didn't raise a daughter. I raised a son. And without not another word, she grabbed her keys, her and my brother, and they left the house. And I sat there for what felt like hours saying, I can't believe this is real. She really knows. And that was the beginning of my separation from my blood family, I would say. So from there, she got me my own plate, spoon, fork, cup. I was not allowed to eat any food or ingest any drink from what they had because I'm bisexual, I'm gay, so automatically I'm deemed to have HIV. That's it. Haitian logic, you have HIV, you're sick. And though you cannot pass HIV through saliva, at the time, like she didn't know. She was like, I just don't want him to eat from our plates. From there, she took my cell phone that I had at the time. I had like a little Metro PCS, a little Motorola. Was it a Motorola? No, it was a Kyocera with the little antenna that pulled out, okay? With the blue screen. Snake, yes. So I had that. She took that away, couldn't have any phone calls, couldn't do any kind of extracurricular activity at the time. I was doing a little bit of sports, I was in gospel choir and all those things. The only thing that I was allowed to do was to go to school, come home. And then when I came home, my mom was trying to build this business at the time, and I won't go too deep into details with that. But I shared a room with her. So it was my bed and her bed. So from there, she moved me out of that room. I guess the sight of me disgusted her. And I moved into another bedroom that we had in the house that was vacant, but she had plans to fill it with a client. Um, and then from there, when I would go home, I was ostracized. I had nobody to talk to. There was never a further conversation about it at that particular time until she decided to pull me out of the high school that I was going to after my junior year. Mind you, I had been moving all my life from kindergarten to graduating the 12th grade. I had went to 12 different schools. That's how often we moved. 12 different schools. Kindergarten to senior year of high school, I had been to 12 different schools. So my freshman year of high school, I went to one school for one semester. From there, I went to this other school. And from my second semester of ninth grade on to completing my junior year at one particular high school, that is the longest that I had remained in one school. So, of course, I built friendships. I had connections. I wasn't the most popular kid in the world, but, I kind of grew into myself. It was my first sense of stability in my childhood. And then here we go, completing junior year, excited for senior year. It's like when she found out about me, I was 16. Because of my birthday, I was set to graduate high school when I was 17. So I was like, just deal with it for a little while longer. Your grades are good enough to where you can get the Hope Scholarship, and then your tuition will be paid, and then you'll just figure it out. You'll be away from it. Though it's sad, it's a lot to deal with, we'll get through it. So from there, once I completed my junior year, she told me, you know what, I'm going to pull you away from that school and we're going to put you into another school for your senior year. She had bought this beautiful house that we had for years. And she bought that house in that particular district because she no longer wanted me to go to the school that I had been going to for so long, because she had a dream that that school turned me gay. So because she had that dream that that school turned me gay, I could no longer go there. So pulled me out. She set me into this house that was kind of like on the countryside. It was still close to the city. Like there were major highways nearby, but I was sequestered to myself. And from there, I pretty much kind of lived a solo life. She would come over there from time to time. That's when I got into all of the things. Like her pulling me out of that school and putting me into another one because she felt like it turned me gay. Once I went to that other school, that's when I had my first boyfriend. That's when, like, I was pretty much treating that home that she had bought while she still tried to maintain her business at the other house that was within my old school district. I was bringing boys over. I was going on dates. I was all over the little chat line and stuff, trying to find out whose voice sounded cute or not. Really getting an opportunity to dive into the gay scene and see what it was about but with no guidance. I had no one to look up to as far as the gay scene, of how to guide me the right way, what to do, what not to do, what circles to be in. And that ties into a whole other thing. But I want to do more in detailed story times, and I'll focus on one particular segment at a time and see how that goes. I just wanted to see how you guys would interact with this particular one. Um, I also want to do music reactions. I love gospel music, R&B music. People say classical, but I feel like people just say classical because it sounds like a cute thing to say. But gospel, R&B, a little bit of country, some pop heavy when I was growing up, and things like that, I do want to react to or listen to together. I'm gonna have to figure out, because I know copyright is a big thing on YouTube. But I share a piece of my finding out story, um, because me loving God and being gay is going to be a major thing on this channel. I already know. But that's how I was found out. So when people say, did you choose it? I didn't choose it. And though no sin is greater than any other sin, a lot of people tend to harp on homosexuality being the worst sin. That's it. The moment that you say you're gay, eternal damnation, he will not know you. You're going to hell, guaranteed. But people do everything from A to Z on a regular day. They may sin more than I sin, but somehow they're placed onto a pedestal, and baby, they are guaranteed he will know them. Fornication, adultery, many things that I'm not even sure that I can say on YouTube, but he will know them. But because I choose to love who I love, because of that, eternal damnation. Again, no one on this YouTube, on this earth, can send me to heaven or hell, nor do you have a heaven or hell to put me into. But I share a bit and piece of this story because I'm still navigating the YouTube thing. I'm playing around with the lighting a little bit, and I just wanted to put out another video to see who gravitates towards the channel. Thank you guys for the support. There was a jump in the subscribers. We had a good amount of views. I didn't think it was going to blow up, but it would have been nice. You know what I mean? But I am still happy with the success that I'm getting from the channel. I welcome you guys again to Hype Be Up, where we will hype God up here first and foremost always. But I am going to incorporate bits and pieces of my interest and myself along in with that. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure if you want to hear about my Wegovy/Ozempic journey, you go ahead and put Skinny B in the comment section, and I will see you guys next time. Ciao for now.